Hello everyone and welcome back to Beaglington-On-Sea. Yes, hello everyone and welcome back to Beaglington-On-Sea. We've got a nice episode lined up for you today, and you might have guessed the theme of it is hauls. So I've got some hauls out here, and Alex at the desk I think is going to do something haul related later on, and Smutpuss is here in a box, as you can hear, and he'll probably pop up at some point. Yes, I know. You're right in your box. Right, anyways, so I've also got the Express loco here, the Play Trains locomotive. That's going to be running the Great Western Freight Train down to Nickwick. And I've got Albert Hall on some Triang Hornby or Triang Caledonian coaches in Great Western livery. And then I have Alton Hall in its red Great Western livery, pulling some LMS Period 3 coaches in red, so it's kind of a sort of a take on the Hogwarts Express West Coast Railway excursion kind of thing that would happen on the Fort William line. So I think that looks pretty good. And I'm going to get them running. So we're going to get things here. And obviously I've got the Great Western theme. I've got my Wales shirt on. So it's all kind of marrying together now. Yeah, great. I'm going to get things going. And take that cat hair off of there. Sorry. The cat's been sleeping on the railway. Right. There we are. Now, let's do some quotes of those trains running. It's midnight. Ooh. It's midnight outside, Smush. Well, I suppose it's time to stop those trains there and see the ferry that came up from the branch. The express made it down safely, so we'll stop those in the station. There you go. A bit gentler than some of the other times we've pulled up lately. Yeah. So yes, that's a nice run of trains there. And now we're going to hand over to Alex at the desk, who has a bit of a task, really. So good luck to him, and take it away, Alex. Yes, thank you, Alex. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the desk. And here I have something that's needed fixing for a long, long time, and I'm finally getting around to doing it. And that is my railroad Helmingham haul. So this is the first locomotive I bought with a paycheck from when I first got a job, and I've always wanted to get it working again. And so we're going to do that. Now, basically, the motor died. A bit like with the Terrier and with the Ruston. I don't know what it is about the quality of the Hornby motors lately, but they don't seem to last particularly long. I don't know if it's my controller though. But basically, I had in this box of spares. This is the original motor, which hopefully I can put those screws back in the right places. It has a flywheel shaft on it, and I bought a replacement motor, the same type of motor, but it didn't have the drive shaft on it, or the worm drive with the flywheel, and I just could not get the actual shaft out of the thing. It's so well fixed in, and I could not find Hornby Railroad Hall motors. You can find places that listed them, but they were all on pre-order, and they never ever came to stock. And in trying to find a replacement motor, I found out why. So this is the X6958, and it's the D16 motor. Now I found that people were trying to improve the running of the D16s by taking the Hall class motor, which is exactly the same, and has the same worm on it, and fitting it to the D16s. I think it's D16. It's one of the LNER 440s. It might not be a D16, it might be a D something else. But I think that's what it is. Anyways, so they were using up all the Hall motor spares, but I managed to find the D16 motor spare, which in theory should fit in the same place. It just won't have the flywheel. That's the plan anyways. So I'm going to try and reassemble all of this and get it working. And hopefully that won't be the only problem. Now this was DCC sound fit before. I can't remember if I removed that in trying to fix it, so I have to open the tender and find out. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to see if we can get this old girl running again. First things first, we should check and see what the situation is inside the tender, because that will allow me to know what I'm doing. So there probably was some brake rigging under here. It's not here anymore. Right, so I've removed the DCC sound fitting, and I've got the blanking plate, and that's in the right place with the arrow. If you see here, there should be a little white arrow, and it matches up with the white arrow underneath. So that's all good. We can put that back together. And we'll just check that those wheels are all turning nice and freely. And they have contacts on these wheels as well, so we have to make sure that our connection is all good, and the plug here has all of its connections still on it, and you'll be able to see that the camera didn't change its focus, so that is good. So now we can open up our motor and check that it actually sits in the right place. I got this from Peter's Spares, I believe. I think I got it from there. I either got it from there or the new railway modeller's shop. Right, there we are. That is in, and it works. Now, the question is, which way round do I wire this up? I've no idea. But I suppose if it's the wrong way round, I'll just have to take it out and undo it again. So now we need to attach our wires, and because all the wires are black, I've no idea which, like I said, which pole to attach them to. So we're going to have to try and strip a bit of this off. Because we want to tin these, I suppose. And we'll have to tin the motor. So we're going to turn on our soldering iron and find our solder. Right, so first of all, we're going to need to get our flux. And we can put a bit of flux onto our pads here that we want to connect to. Now, we should be able to take our soldering iron and get that ready. If my hands weren't quite so shaky. Yeah, I'll pull that back a bit. There we go. Hopefully now this will work. So we'd have to test it out. So I have a mouldy old controller here. It's one of them useless silver Hornby ones, but as long as we don't short it out, I should be able to test the thing here. I don't know if it'll work for the wheels because they're rerouted through the other wires, so that's not going to do anything. But if I touch it on there and there, yep, there's some life there. I think we just shorted out the controller, but I'd say that that's good enough for me. So now we need to put back the motor mounting. We chuck all these pointless bits away here. We've got, that's our forward bogie. There's some sort of resistor thing here. I don't know if that's supposed to be attached in some way, or what it's supposed to be attached to. I don't know. I haven't got the pieces here. Is this supposed to be in series with this? I don't know. It was probably removed when I took off the other motor. I have no idea. I think maybe that's supposed to be attached to there and there, and then the wires here are supposed to be attached to these wires, so I think I'll have to change that over. Bugger. Still, at least our wires are tinned. That's reconnected now, and obviously we'll have to insulate these pieces from each other. Right, we get the crappy controller now. Power is applied. Check here first. Yep, and there and there. All those connections work. Yep. So we can get our tape here. Got some electrical tape. Just take that new section off. And we want that on our connections here because we don't want them shorting off of each other. And
hope for the best. I have a tiny screwdriver here as well. I'll have to check my box in a sec and see if I've got another one. And that's not coming off anyway, so that seems pretty good. Right, now we need to turn off the soldering iron. Would be a good start. We need to attach. What's this? I don't know what that is. Is that the mounting piece here for? Oh, don't tell me I've got to unsolder that again in order to install that. I think I do. Oh my god, this thing is a fucking joke. Right. Smutpuss, is that your friend Fat Cat? Hello, Fat Cat. What you doing out there? Were you giving out to Fat Cat, Smutpuss? And we have another screw, presumably, one of these ones. Right, so hopefully we can test this and it won't short out. Now that I've redone all of these connections. That seems to be working. Now we just check here and here. We change direction. It's probably wide up back to front. Seems to be right. So now hopefully we can start putting the thing back together. So this piece goes on here. The wires there. So this bit is supposed to lock into, there's like a pair of lines there. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest, but I think it goes in like that. Well, it went in. So now we can test whether she will run or not. If we could get it to stay upright, would be handy. Now, try these on the tender wheels. That sounds like life to me. Right, full power. Ready? I would say that looks like running to me. Mustn't be any pickups on that wheel. Oh, it's just because they're not touching, I think. Oh no, tell me that something's shorting on there as well now. Right, we'll just have to wait a minute and see now whether there's a short circuit there. Right. Well, it seems to be working, so I'm going to try and get it onto the track once I've reassembled it. Right, so we have the train on the track, it's on the line properly, and I tested it a second ago
just to double check, and I'd actually soldered the contacts to the motor the wrong way around, so I had to redo it. So it should be in the right direction now. Ready? And on. Right. So that's about half speed. This is full speed, and if I swap it to a more powerful controller, the old red knob, we can attempt and see if it'll go even faster. So that one goes into there. Right, you ready? So this is, there's just a bit more oomph with the red knob. But it's working. I must buy up some more D16 motors, just in case this one dies. But look at that, it's finally working after all this time. Been stuck, dismantling a lot of the wall. See how slow I get to go. It's a bit jerky on this new motor without the flywheel. It's not such a smooth runner. She's not conking out. She's happy at that speed.
So there she is, she's running again, and we just have to put some of these handrails back in place where they've come out in manhandling. So there's one that goes up the far end. So there she is now. I've glued these back on. They're not perfect, but they are on. And I reattached the tender body top on properly because there was a lip up here where I hadn't engaged the clip. So now I'm going to hand that back to Alex and he can finally run that on its coaches, which it's been missing for a long time as it sat in the bottom of the drawer. I'll see you again soon here at the desk, but for now I'm going to stretch out and have a rest because that was very difficult.
Yes, well, thank you for that, Alex. It's really nice to have Helmingham Hall back on the railway and working. At least I think it's going to be working. Now we can try it with a train. And then on the middle line I have the Heineck, which is D7046 on a milk train. And then obviously I've got Alton Hall is parked up here with its train. Albert Hall is here on the middle line of the middle line. The through line that doesn't work because I haven't replaced this point yet. And then we've got the 040 Prairie kit bash that I got off of eBay on this line with some GWR 4-wheelers by Hornby, one of the Lima horse boxes from last time, and a Triang towed breakdown. So we're going to run those and get some footage of them, and hopefully everything goes tickety-boo. So we're going to start with Helmingham Hall. It's so nice to be able to run this again on the railway. I don't think it's run on this iteration of the railway. If it has, it didn't run for very long. Let's try and double hit it with Alton Hall. Maybe I'll leave that till Christmas. So hopefully she'll be able to make it up the hill. She's got 4 coaches. They're railroad Mark 1s, so they were plastic axles, which is not great. So they'll need to be upgraded at some point. I'm just watching to see whether it gets over the bridge. Oh, that luggage van that was Alex repaired one of the tracks. Oh dear. There we go. Right, anyways. Let's start off the high neck, which will hopefully run. Probably run in a little while. But get a realistic speed. That is right. Oh, the Helmingham Hall's lost its string. Yeah. Oh, it's derailed, so. Right. Well, anyway, if we could see what's going on with our load plan, I'm not sure. It sits higher than the other railroad marked ones because it has an old style of bogey. Because it wasn't given the super section when they added the railroad thing. So at some point we need to replace the bogies. I might swap the bogies off of. I have a blood and custard Mark 1 that has alien pockets, so I might try swap the bogies over on those, and then at least then these bogies would couple up better with the blood and custard Lima coaches that I have. So that's potentially something I can do. I also then the couplings on these sit way higher than this and Helmingham Hall. So let's see now. I was probably in the way there a little bit. Yeah, alright. Hopefully now we get some footage of them running without any more problems. So I've rearranged the train so that the thing is at the back. So hopefully it'll work. Now I have to say, one of the reasons why I designed this section is purely for this view of this train that I wanted to have go along here. A bit like the Dawlish Warren kind of scene. And it looks equally good with the Hymek going past. And you can't really see it as well as I can see it. You know, when it's on camera, you don't get the full view that you get when you're looking with your eyes. But like, yeah, it's such a great shot to have now when it's sat here at my desk. And as long as the trains don't uncouple or derail or anything like that, which normally happens the second I sit down, as I want to watch the trains go by, it's a fantastic view. And here it comes again. Just have to work out what we're going to do with the bridge section as well. I want to have a kind of a bridge there. Obviously the seawall bit kind of abruptly ends there.
And you see, I've done some work over here with the buttressing and things on the wall, but I've still got a bit of work to do over here on Midwick.
Right, well, that little over 4 prairie got to Midway safe and sound, and its passengers are all happy out. And it seems like the other trains are just pulling into Beaglington-On-Sea right now. So we have kind of here, and we have the whole class, and we're just coming to a gentle stop. We will overshot the platform just a little. Seems to be happening a lot these days. Just trying to do the two things at once. They always seem to come in at the same time. Move off some of that here there. Right, so hauls well that ends well, I suppose. I've got 3 hauls now working on the railway. Whether I hit more or not, I don't know. Should probably invest in like a Manor or a Grange or a 28XX or a 61XX that actually works. There are so many different other engines that I haven't got yet. So yeah, I'll just have to keep a lookout for things. So yeah, really am quite happy that Helmingham haul is working. I'll probably be running this for a while now. I don't know when I'll have more videos out, but I'm going to attempt to do some work on the scenery in my I'm going to take another bit of a break from videos, but these will already be filmed in advance. These videos are of when I'm taking my break because I have filmed our holiday that I need to edit as well. So basically I've got lots of time to work on the railway and not be bothering about making videos, which is fortunate. So that's all we really have time for down here in Beaglington-On-Sea today. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to everyone who likes, comments, shares and subscribes. And don't forget that there's also the subscribe bubble and the playlist thing. But for now, me, myself and Alex and hairy old Smutpuss are off to find something else to do. Because I can't just stay around and play trains all day. Then again I could. Anyways, ta-ra.